Welcome to my ACL YouTube channel. My name is Ingyang and I am recovering from an ACL surgery, meniscus and ACL surgery. Today I'm going to talk about month 2 and month 3. I was supposed to do week by week, but I haven't been able to do that because of lots of events in my life, especially hurricanes and other stuff. But you can check week by week on my Instagram. It's sheslive_inkfit. And you will see every week on Monday I post my recovery week by week. So in month 2 I still was working on getting my terminal extension and flexion, which I had a hard time. I kept getting this like pain in front of my knee, and it was definitely very difficult for me to get that extension, but the most important thing was to just do the mobility exercise every single day. And of course not push if you had too much pain. I was also like elevating my knee a lot, and doing some castor oil packs to reduce the swelling, but also always keeping it moving. I also started going to the gym more often, doing more upper body workouts and doing lower body workouts. I started doing some excuse me, leg press, always focusing on single leg stuff to just really get that leg stronger, because of course there's a big imbalance, and if I would do leg press with both legs, naturally I'm going to be pushing more with my right leg. That is my healthy leg. So I started doing that. I also did some aquatic workouts, because what is great about that is in the water it takes a lot of weight off, so you can kind of go a little bit deeper into that mobility. So I was able to get lower into my squat position without being in pain, so that was great. Kept doing workouts. A huge plus was I went to New York with Mike, and we went to a Gymshark event. By that time I still had my brace on, but I was able to walk around normally, and it was super cool. I got to meet one of my idols, fitness gym girlies, and I also got to do some pull-ups. I absolutely went to complete failure because I had so many people around me and I had people cheering for me, so that felt really good. And so yeah, I had to go to New York because I had my post-op. I was supposed to do my post-op 2 weeks earlier, but I just couldn't book the flight to New York, so I had to reschedule that 2 weeks later. And it was great to see my dad and see my friends, but basically we also went to New Rockaway, which is where me and my boyfriend met for the first time. We had our first date. He went surfing, I sadly couldn't surf. But the best part is I had my post-op and I got my brace off. I was so excited. She was like, your extension is great, your flexion is great, your muscle contraction is great, so brace off. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so exciting. And she said you can do full resistance training. The only thing that you're not allowed to do is any jumping and any side stuff. But otherwise I was able to go fully to the gym again, and that was really exciting.
And then push down again. More. Can you go more? Good. And relax. And then in that straight position, can you lift your leg up? Beautiful. And then show me how much you can bend it. A plus. Look at you. Rock star. Okay, let's come here. Any pain here? A lot or a little?
It's definitely...
If I do this, does that bother you on the outside? Right here. If I do that, does that bother you on the inside?
When you press on it, yeah.
But the twisting?
No.
Good. Amazing. It feels so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually
Does
saw...
your therapist that feels money. Perfect.
Awesome. I actually saw in the video...
Yeah?
my knee coming out. I have a recording of
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God.
And you can see when it tore. Yep.
Yeah.
Your knee feels perfect.
Great.
Get rid of the brace.
Yes.
Your goal between now and your next visit is to get the rest of your motion and really ramp up strengthening, so that when I see you when it's been at least 3 months from surgery, I let you start my advanced knee protocol, which allows running if you have 70% strength, and then agility is when you have 90% strength.
Awesome.
And then that phase with a bare repair usually takes patients somewhere between 2 and 3 months. And so when I give you that protocol, then the next visit I see you is 2-3 months later to test you and see if you're ready.
Yeah.
Remember, at that visit, 50% of patients are ready to be cleared. The other 50% need a little more time. And then you get 2 or 3 more months of therapy, and then I retest you.
Awesome.
Okay?
So now I should do like full strength training.
Full strength training.
Another thing that I want to touch on is that everybody is going to give a different opinion. I was working with 3 different PTs, and every single PT said something different. The surgeon said something a little bit different too. So I would highly recommend getting as many opinions as possible and then seeing what opinions match, but also trusting yourself. At the end, go slow. If you are in pain, that means that you are probably pushing yourself a little bit too much to recover. So once I started to also listen to my body a little bit more, which is really hard because of course I want to recover as fast as possible, and that is why I have a coach, not just a PT but an actual coach, because I know that if I didn't have a coach, I would just go crazy and I would probably be more likely to get injured. So I definitely recommend to getting a bunch of opinions, but also trusting yourself, and do not push through pain because that's only going to give you huge setbacks. So then we had to escape from hurricanes left and right, so we haven't barely spent time at home in Florida for the past month, which has been great. We've been seeing a lot of friends, but it's also been really hard for I feel like my recovery, because I don't have a consistent schedule or a consistent routine. So that has been a little bit hard for me to get back into the groove. But we had, lots of fun. It was Mike's birthday, so we went to New Smyrna Beach, spent some time there. He surfed, and it was just great to be in different atmospheres, because a big part that I am realizing is that the injury is one thing, the physical injury is one thing, but what is really taxing is your your mindset, especially for somebody that is so active as me. Not being able to be as active and jump on opportunities surfing, or we were with friends and they play pickleball, not being able to do that was very hard. It made me feel less confident. It made me feel almost kind of less loved. It made me feel alone, frustrated, angry, and almost I kind of lost part of my identity. So that I would say was the hardest part in even month 3, I guess, because it's funny, in the beginning you're so injured that yes, it's hard because you have pain and you can't even do the simple things, but you just know you're injured. But when you're able to walk normally and you don't have a brace on, and otherwise you look pretty normal, right? If you walk around, nobody will notice that you're injured. That's when things for me kind of got a little bit harder. And I remember when my surgeon allowed me to take my brace off, I was actually I kept it on for another day, because I like the idea of people noticing that I am injured and not judging me in a way. And it's because I was judging myself, I lost a lot of muscle, so I'm oh damn, I don't look like the athlete I used to look. And so if I have a cast on my brace, people would recognize that and be oh, she's probably an athlete, she's probably usually very strong and fit. But if I didn't have that, they would just be oh damn, she doesn't have a strong body. And it's that's me, right? That's not people they're actually judging me. It's really me judging myself but reflecting in other people. So it was an interesting realization that I had, that having the brace on almost gave me comfort, because I was lacking. I started lacking a lot of confidence. But yeah, so I feel that was the hardest part. One of my big wins was when we were in New Smyrna Beach and I walked down the stairs for the first time, actually taking a step, walking normally, not just going down with my right foot, then my left foot, then my right foot and my left foot, but alternating. And that was really great. And then just getting back into the gym, being able to do, RDLs again, and like starting to feel stronger, being able to walk better, like feeling a little bit more normal. And so I started working a lot on my stability, like for example, like standing on one leg and on my left leg, which is my injured leg, and like throwing a ball and catching that. And that felt pretty good. Like I definitely feel like in month 2 my knee got a lot stronger. I had a lot more trust. I mean, it's crazy, like in the beginning, like I just did not trust my knee. It was like so weird that, only like a month ago, not even, I had a full confidence I could run and jump, and I never would think that my knee would give out on me, and here I am, just like I can't even stand on my left leg. So that was great to see like that change and that strength. And I also started doing more cardio, like a lot of biking, no running, but a lot of biking, like assault biking, which felt really good to get my heart rate up. And I was actually pretty pleased to see how good my cardio was still, in terms of like, not having done any cardio. And of course, like, if I go run in the field, I'm sure that I'll be having a hard time, but at least I was not losing all of it, so that felt good. And so I was, like hurricanes hit, we had to escape again, and I actually surfed for the first time. So this was month 3. I surfed for the first time. It felt so amazing. I was like, oh my god, I'm surfing for the first time. And I had like people like, what is going on with her? I'm like, yeah, I just had an ACL surgery. Like, it felt great. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that to you. I just couldn't hold off, and I was careful. Like I made sure to jump off earlier. I made sure to not push it, and I only did like 4 waves. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I shouldn't push it past it. But saying that, I do think that a lot of physical therapists, they're almost too careful. They're not pushing you enough. And not saying that you should push through pain. If you have pain, you should not do that. But it is important to get that knee moving and stronger. And in my experience, I've just had a lot of physical therapists kind of like, oh, well, you're in pain right now, well, then let's not do this. I'll take a day off. And the thing is, if you do that too much, you're just actually regressing your recovery. So make sure that you have a really great physical therapist that does push you to the limit in a healthy way. Like my way that I'm working with my physical therapist is, don't push through pain, but there's always something you can do, right? So for example, if I can do a full squat, or like a single leg, like a split squat, well, what I could probably do is to just hold that squat position for like 90 seconds or even 2 minutes, right? And so once I do that, then maybe I go a little bit lower. And then once I can do that, then maybe I can do a squat, and I only go to the point that doesn't hurt, and then I continue. So just like, you don't want to do an extreme, you don't want to go crazy, but you also don't want to be immobile, because if you're immobile and don't push yourself at all, you're not going to see progress, and you're actually going to regress your recovery. So for me, like actually surfing, I feel like every time that I kind of like did a little bit more, in terms of like, I just felt like my body was ready and I could trust it, I improved, because I was bringing that blood flow in and moving my leg, and also just regaining the confidence and mental aspect. Like, it's so important when you go through an injury to be mentally healthy. And for me, like, not moving was just destroying me. And so yeah, I just felt like doing a little bit more has actually helped me get better. So now I am in, again, starting month 4, and I am going to the gym 100%. I am still very weak in my left leg, so I've been working a lot on flossing, on increasing like the blood flow in my leg. and on working on like a lot of isometric holds. And then also doing castor oil packs to reduce the inflammation. I've been taking supplements that I can list below to help with joint health, to help with metabolism, help with muscle recovery, with brain health, all of that. Like, the more you can do for your overall recovery, the better, and the faster you will actually heal. So it's been a crazy journey, and like it's crazy like how fast time passes, but also like how slow time passes. It's only been 3 months, and I'm like, I still have more than halfway to go to get fully back to contact sports, which might feel a little bit discouraging, but I'm learning a lot, and I'm also learning that when you get injured, it's a time for you to slow down and work on stuff that you wouldn't have worked on if you were not injured, right? Like, you get to reflect on your life, you get to like take more time for yourself, for your health, you get to focus maybe on your business or on your family. I've really taken that time to really kind of like go inside myself and like heal past traumas or work on my business, and really like, so that when I get back to playing rugby again, get back to like being fully physically active, I'm like 100% ready. But because it's not only gonna like, your recovery is not just relying on your knee, on your strength knee, it's also like up here, and I am realizing that it is probably, I would say maybe 60% up here and 40% in physical, because yes, you need to have the physicality ready to get back into sport, but if you're not strong on your mindset, you're not going to be able to get your knee stronger. So I guess to recap everything, my biggest takeaway was work on your mindset 100%. Don't work through pain, but always get your knee moving. Don't just sit on the couch and don't feel like you should move. Eat healthy, get good sleep. I definitely have been realizing that I've been sleeping a lot more. Like, when I wake up and I only get like 7 hours of sleep, I'm like really dragging. Your body is healing and it needs to sleep. So if you can, focus on that a little bit more, then I would highly recommend that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And again, if you want to just see like a weekly recap on like how my recovery is going, I highly suggest you jump on my Instagram. I am not the best in recording these YouTube videos, but if you have something specific that you want me to talk about, or you have questions, you can also join my channel on my Instagram. It's called my ACL Rehab my ACL Rehab Journey, Healing Journey. You can join that, or just DM me, and I will always be happy to like record more YouTube videos if the demand is here. So much love, big hug. Know that you're not alone. For me, just having someone else, tell me that they can totally relate to what I'm feeling made me feel less alone, made me feel like I'm not crazy. So do not hesitate to try to join my community. Do not feel ashamed. It's we all go through this sometimes. So much love, and thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. Take care. Bye bye.